Hello, everyone. I'm going to be doing a sermon called Hot Tag. And if you're not a wrestling fan, that term may mean nothing to you. But I hope today, through my sermon, it starts to mean something to you. So I first have to explain what a hot tag is. In the wrestling world, in a wrestling match, there's something called a tag team match, in which two people form a team to face two people who formed another team. And in the ring, there's allowed one person from each team at a time, and they fight. A tag happens when one of those teammates reaches over to their teammate and tags them in so they can be the active person in the match. So what's a hot tag? Now that we understand that a tag is just how you change who is the active person on your team, a hot tag happens like this. You've been getting your butt whooped the entire match. You've been getting dominated. And it seems like there's no point for you to be in the ring anymore, but you just keep getting destroyed. You keep getting hit. You keep getting dropped. And it seems like you have never a chance to win this match. You finally make your way over to your teammate and you tag them in. It's called a hot tag because that teammate comes in and wins the match. That's what a hot tag is. It's when you've been getting your butt whooped and you finally tag in your teammate and they win the match in one single tag. That's what a hot tag is. So today I want you to understand that new terminology and use it to understand this sermon called hot tag, because God is waiting to be your hot tag. And I need you to understand that in the battle of life, in the wrestling match of life, in the arena of life, you're not alone. So if you feel like you're losing your match, that's okay. You've got a hot tag in your corner. If you feel like you're getting beat down, it's okay. You've got a hot tag in your corner. Say it with me today at home. God is my hot tag. So I want you to understand something important. For you to see that God needs to be your hot tag, you've got to understand which one of your teammates should be in the ring. Should it be you or God? So I want you to look at this today, and we're going to size the two of you up. Who really wins the tail of the tape? The devil is at work against you at all times. But God is at work for you all the time. They say the devil never rests, but God never rests. The devil is always seeking a victim, but God is always a victor. Understand that. So the tail of the tape already leans God's way. You can't solve problems that are too big for you. There are no problems that are too big for God. There are no eternal problems, but God is an eternal God. That's two on the tail of the tape. You pray for the miraculous, but God is the miraculous. You need an answer, God is the answer. The doctor's report has told you your health, but God can change your health. The pen that wrote the report, it's just ink. But when God writes something in the book of life to change you and your health and your situation, that is written in the Savior's blood, and it can never be erased. It can never be changed. That's three on the tail of the tape. It sounds like God should be in the ring, but I'm going to keep going to drive this point forward so you know God should be in your ring. The bank shows your low balance. You've been getting text alerts telling you that your balance is low. Emails from your accounts telling you that they can't charge your card because you don't have the money. But God is the provider. The provider. The biggest and most effective provider in all of history is God. So while your bank account is low, God has every bit of funds that you will ever need, and it's so small to Him because He is so wealthy. And I'm not telling you that God's got a bank account like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates. What I'm telling you is that God formulates everything in this world. So if He needs you to have the wealth, He'll give it to you. Tail of the tape. Looks like God needs to be in your ring. The bank account showing your low balance, it's scary. But what about when your relationships are rocky? You try to form relationships and there's problems. Your relationships are kind of like the tides at sea. They go up and they go down and they move all over the place. And one day you're in love and the next day you're not. One day that you and your brother are cool and the next day you're not. One day you and your boss have a good relationship and the next day you don't. Maybe you're angry sometimes. Maybe you're sad sometimes. Your relationships, even within yourself, are rocky. But God is firm, steady ground. He is the firmest relationship. He is the same today, tomorrow, yesterday, his love has never changed because his love has been perfect from the dawn of time. So choose God. Let God get in the ring. You don't see a way out of this problem. You see, you're getting beat so bad in the ring, and the match is looking so far in the favor of life and your opponent that you're looking like you have no way to get out of this situation. Your problems have consumed you, and you can't see past them. You cannot see past your problems, but what I want you to understand is God has already carved out a path. God is so far ahead of you that you can't see him anymore. God is solving problems that you don't know exist today. While you're worried about the problems of today, God is busy solving the problems of tomorrow. He is the God of solutions, not the God of problems. So while you're focused on the problem, God has been laser focused on the solutions. And he's so far ahead of you that you can't see how successful he's been. You're worried about today. God's already solving tomorrow. You're focused on your depression, and God is in the ring waiting to make an impression. He's on the outside of the ring begging to get in, reaching for you to tag him in and let him get in the fight. Because while you're in the ring depressed, God is waiting outside of the ring ready to impress. Let's let God in. Let's let him in. Your finance is crumbled. Your relationships are cracked. Your health is flatlined. Your faith is shaky. You're losing in your own power. You are failing at the moment, but that's okay. Because God is your hot tag and your team can still win this match. You don't go into a singles match. Everything you do as a Christian is a tag team match, and you always have a hot tag in your corner ready to win. You just have to tag him in. I've heard the phrase said that God never gives you a problem that you can't handle, and I think that's dangerous. I want you to really reevaluate that, okay? I don't want to change everybody's way of thinking all the time, but I need you to change this. Sometimes there are going to be problems and opponents in your ring that are too big for you. But they're never too big for God. God sometimes needs you to understand how big he is. And the phrase makes you think like if you're losing, that there must be something wrong with your faith and your Christianity. It's okay to be losing this match. It's okay. Because the match is not lost yet. All you have to do is make your hot tag. There is no problem that you receive that your hot tag can't solve. Let's change that today. God doesn't give you any problems that your hot tag can't solve. God doesn't let you face problems that your hot tag is too big for, or your hot tag can't handle. All right, let's change it. God is your hot tag, and he doesn't give you problems that your hot tag can't defeat. So let's be ready to admit we need God in the ring. It sounds like you need Jesus Christ, God the Father, the Holy Spirit. It sounds like you need the Holy Trinity to get in the ring and tear it up. Turn around and make the hot tag before you lose the match. The tail of the tape every single time says God should be the one in the ring. So why are you in the ring? You're not bigger than God. You're not stronger than God. You're not smarter than God. You're not older than God. You're not wiser than God. Let him in your ring. You're losing the match. But it's not too late for you to make that hot tag and let Jesus Christ get in. So I think you guys understand that you need to let God in the ring. But how do you make a hot tag? While you're getting beat down, what do you do? How do you get back up when your opponent is driving you to the mat every chance they get? What do you do to get back in the ring? First things first. In the wrestling world, it usually starts with you getting the upper hand on your opponent. Maybe you trip them up or hit them with a good punch or a good kick or maybe a power bomb or a choke slam or something. Some wrestling move to get them to the mat just long enough for you to run over to your teammate. But in the Christian world, in the faith world, in the arena that is life as a Christian, the first thing you can do is admit that you can't do this without God. It's okay for you to be losing, and you have to admit that. You have to say, I'm losing this match. You have to say, if I really want what's best for me, I got to get out of the ring. As a father and a husband, sometimes I have to get out of the ring of life and let God fight for me. And it's difficult because I'm usually the one who's in control of everything. I'm usually the one who has the solutions. I'm usually the problem solver. But I have to admit from time to time that these battles are too big for me and I need to make my tag. I need to get to God. So that's step one. Admit that these problems may be a little bit too much for you to handle and you got to get God in the ring. Then you've got to focus on Him and only Him. The opponents in the ring of life, they don't want God to get in the ring because they know they're going to lose. So as you make your way to Him, they're going to fight you even harder. They're going to become bigger and louder and stronger. They're going to start going crazy trying to get you to not make it to Christ. Your problems are going to go from having a hand on your back to being right in front of you, two hands holding you still. You've got to be laser focused on Him. When your problems are right in front of you, look past them and see God. Look past your problems and see God. Yes, today you need healing, but look past your problem and see there's healing right there in my corner. Yes, your bank account is low, but see the provider right there in your corner. Yeah, your relationships are rocky, but there you go, firm ground in your corner. Yes, you are losing this battle in your own power, but the match isn't over because there's my hot tag. I don't care about my problems in front of me. I got to get to that tag. I got to get to that tag. You got to get to that tag. Don't worry about the problems there in front of you, but beyond your problems is the victor. You just got to get to Him and tag Him in. So you got to charge ahead full speed. Make the decision that God needs to be the one in the ring and never look back, never focus on anything else, and charge full speed ahead with that laser focus we were talking about and get Christ in the ring. Get the Father in the ring. Get yourself out and get Him in. Decide it today and let it happen, and you've got to be strong about it. Strength is not staying in the ring getting beat. Strength is admitting that you are getting beat and you need someone else to fight for you, and you have that teammate. That's strength. So be strong today and admit, yeah, I'm a strong guy. I'm a strong woman, but I'm losing. God, I need you. So be strong today and admit that you need Christ. That these problems can't be solved with you. You've been doing all of your moves. You've run out of your entire moveset. You've thrown every punch, every kick, every move. You've got on the top of the mat and jumped down. You've done every single thing that you can do. And you're still losing the match. Be strong and admit the best way for you to win this match is to get your hot tag in. Go tag God in. Go tag Him in right now. What I need you to understand is when you've been depressed and you felt alone, God's been in your corner. He's always been in your corner. He was there from the second you were born. He's always been in your corner. When you felt like He wasn't there, He was there. You were just too focused on your problems to see Him. When you felt like your prayers were unanswered, He was there. You just wouldn't get out of the ring. When you needed a solution, He was there. You just wouldn't get out of the ring. God has always been there, but He needs you to tag Him in. Go make the tag. God's been waiting. He's been on the outside of the ring waiting for you. He doesn't want to watch this happen. He wants you to reach over to Him and tag Him in. You may be having problems today, but your solution is Christ. Your solution is right there in front of you. Get up and go tag Him in the ring right now. Stop trying to fight in your own power and just admit God is carrying your team. You can be victorious. God is going to carry your team to victory. But the best part of a tag team match is if God gets in the ring and wins the match, you are a victor too. So if God gets in your arena of life and He gets in the ring of life and He gets the pinfall, the win, He gets the count of three or the opponent taps out, God gets the win, guess what? You get the spoils. If there's a title on the line, you and God get to be the champs. You get the job. You get the benefits. You get the blessings. You get the love. God gets the glory, but you get the blessings. Let Him in. There is no loss for you. It's not like staying in the ring fighting is going to be more effective. If God gets in the ring and wins, you get the blessings. So let Him in. In closing today, as you've learned the new phrase hot tag, I want you guys to understand God wants to be your hot tag. And life is one big wrestling match. There's pain. Sometimes there's joy. It's a battle, an art form. And when the pressure is on and your opponent has got you locked in, you can fight it or you can tap out. You can give up. The outcome is chosen when you decide if you're going to fight or not. Fight today. Fight today. Don't give in. Don't give up. Don't decide that since you're losing this match, you should tap out and let the opponent win. Don't do that. Don't think that since you're not strong enough, your team can't win. Get on your feet, run to the corner, and tag God in. Victory is one hot tag away. You go make it. Make your hot tag today. Get out of your ring and let God get in your ring. And when you let God in your ring, you have to remember one big thing. Only one of you can be in the ring at a time. So when you tag God in, it's time to let him do what he needs to do. There's no plan B. You can't jump in and add a move. Your punches, your kicks, your chokes, your power bombs, everything you've been trying doesn't work. Let God be in control. You being in the ring did nothing for you. So when you make the hot tag, you've got to get out of the way. Let God do his work. It's going to be difficult because he's going to take over your bank account. Let him do it. You're going to have faith in him when your health is shaky. Let him do it. He's going to make changes to your relationships that may be uncomfortable. Let him do it. When you make the hot tag, he can only be victorious if you get out of the way. You've made the hot tag, and maybe you're thinking about it today, but when you make that hot tag, stay out of the ring. Let God win. You were in the ring getting beat up. That's okay. You made your hot tag. Now let your hot tag win, and then get in the ring and celebrate. That's the point of Christianity. Letting God win your match. Every single match has been won by God already. Christ defeated death. There is no battle that your hot tag can't win. So get over to him. Get past your opponent. Charge forward. Make your hot tag. Get out of the ring and let him win the match, and then you get the blessings. Go make your hot tag.